Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball here today with another Pokemon TCG online video, and today I have for you guys a Raichu Break deck. Yes, this is going to be the Break Evolution Raichu here with Grand Bolt. And for only one Lightning Energy and a DCE, you can discard all, well, you have to discard all energy attached to this Pokemon, and you hit for 170 damage, knocking out a great majority of EXs. And of course, if they're 180 HP, you can just use a muscle band. Now, another thing is that we're going to be throwing in here is one copy of Giovanni's Scheme, and that means we can have the opportunity to hit for 20 more damage in that turn, or draw 5 more cards. And the thing here is, if you're dealing against, let's say, a Mega Evolution Pokemon that's 220 HP, slap a Muscle Band and use Giovanni's Scheme, and you'll be able to hit for 210. Not that that's going to ever happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen. And there's not that many Mega Pokemon that are 210. I mean, there's Mega Manectric and a couple others, but otherwise that's about it. What we're going to do for this is we're going to play a three line of Pikachu Raichu here, but we're going to be playing 3 of these Pikachus here with Nuzzle and Quick Attack for, colorless energy. And we're going to have Raichu here, which is 90 HP Circle Circuit, 2 copies of these with the Circle Circuit, and then 1 Thunderclap Raichu. I thought this attack here could be pretty cool. I have Thundershot, or Thunderclap Shot. I just Thunderclap for short, but Thunderclap Shot is the full name. I just call it Thunderclap. And, this attack does 50 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon EX. That's insane. If you're playing against decks that play a heavy amount of Pokemon EX, you can Thunderclap Shot and hit 50 damage across the field. Can you imagine playing against a, what do you call it? The Mega Rayquaza decks? That's why I'm playing 1 copy of Wide Lens. Damage from the attacks of this Pokemon this card is attached to is affected by weakness and resistance for your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that means that the Thunderclap here, if we're dealing with, let's say, a Mega Rayquaza deck that has Shaymins and Rayquazas and what is it? Hoopa EX, but Hoopa EX isn't weak to lightning, but still, those kind of decks, they play a lot of EXs on their bench. And you can Thunderclap Shot and hit 50 damage across the board. And if you have the Wide Lens, you can hit 100. That's not quite a knockout for the Shaymins, but that puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, especially when you put 100 damage on Mega Rayquazas and Rayquazas on the bench. And so there's that right there too. So that's why I'm playing 1 copy of that. And then we're going to be doing just a straight up 2-2-2-2 line of these Magna Zones here. Magnetic Circuit is going to be pretty cool. As often as you like during your turn before your attack, you may attach a lightning energy from your hand onto your Pokemon. Basically the same thing as Deluge. Basically the same thing as Emboar's Infernal Fandango. And we'll be playing a 2-2 line of Octillery here with the Abysmal hand. Once your turn before your attack, you may draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. So this is very closely related to, what is it, Electrode? Yeah, except you, instead of drawing up to 4, you draw until you have 5. That 1 extra card is huge. We're going to be playing 1 copy of Shaymin here because Shaymin is awesome. And that's all I have to say about Shaymin. And then we have the Raikou here, or Raikou, however you want to pronounce it. 120 HP, Shining Body. If this Pokemon has the Lightning Energy attached to it, it's reduced by 20. And then Thunder Lance, same thing. We've seen this way too many times. Aegislash EX has a very similar thing here, but the base attack is 40. And of course, we all know Keldeo EX in the expanded format, printed from Boundaries Across, does basically the same thing for 3 colorless energy and does 20 more damage for each lightning energy attached to this Pokemon. Basically, you can combine that with Magna Zone. This could certainly be its own deck, but I thought I'd just throw it in here as a supporting backup Pokemon to back up Raichu in case we need another attacker. Otherwise, that's it for the deck. Let's go ahead and see the other cards in the deck. There's item cards and whatnot. We have Level Ball here because Raichu is 90 HP, so is Pikachu and Octillery, as well as the Remoraid. They're all under 90 HP. Magnemite, Magneton. We have Professor's Letter here just to get more energies in our hand, and then the Rare Candy, since we are playing Stage 2s. We have one of those. Got Switch as well because, paralysis, things like that, even though our Raichus do have free retreat. Ultra Ball, 4 of these. Got to have a huge hand count of these right here in our deck. And then we have the VS Seeker, 3 of these. I usually like to play 4, but 3 is good. Bridget is kind of essential in this deck. Maybe, just maybe, we could cut back to 1. I'm playing 2 copies, and maybe you can do 4 copies of VS Seekers. But Bridget here can really set up getting the Magnemite, the Pikachu, and the Remoraid. All these guys hit the bench. That would be great if we get that in like turn 1 or turn 2. That'd be awesome. 2 copies of Fisherman. I am playing the one from like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That's a lot of fun. Classic artwork. Giovanni Scheme here, already mentioned that. And then 1 Lysander. We got Professor Birch's Observation, Shauna, as well as Skyla. And no Sycamores here, guys. This is the kind of deck where you don't really want to discard things. Every resource kind of matters. Every resource really counts. We have Rough Seas here as well as Skyfield. In case we want to power up, not this Raichu. In case we want to power up Circle Circuit, I threw in 1 copy of Skyfield. We do have a lot of basics in here. 3 Pikachus, 2 Magnemites, 2 of these Remorates here, and then Raikou and Shaman EX. So we can fill up the bench, you know. I mean, if we get every Pokemon out there, that's already what? 4, 6, plus 2 of these, 8. Yeah, you know, and then 1 Raichu. If we can get every basic out there, or, you know, and then evolve them to, we can get 8 Pokemon. So even 6 could be really nice. 6 and 7 could be really good. We don't have to fill up our bench, but 6 is nice. 7 is really good. But we have the potential to get to 8, which is sweet. And then we can actually take advantage of Circle Circuit at a really high rate. 2 muscle bands, and I already mentioned the wide lens. We have DCEs here as well as these energies. Only 2 of these DCEs, okay, guys? 2 of these, because this Grand Volt does use DCE, but we'll never be able to get that DCE back. With the Fisherman here, we will be able to get these energies back, and that's kind of why I opted to play only 2 DCEs. So that's it for the deck. Hopefully you guys got the gist of it, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to post it in the comments below. So let's go ahead and see this deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. Alright, and we'll be playing against Poi, or I don't know how to pronounce that, but anyways, we will be going with the coin toss here. I will choose heads to start off the game, and yes, it was heads. We will get to go first. That is excellent. That way we get to evolve first. Okay, so with our first turn, I gotta take a look and see what our 7 cards are gonna be. If we get anything good, ooh, look at that. We got a Shaman right there, we got a Pikachu, we got a Raichu, and the Raichu Break. The whole entire line is here. This is fantastic. Gotta wait and see. My opponent is playing with Mega Gengar sleeves, Mega Gengar coin, Gengar this, Gengar that. Okay, and we see a Wobbuffet. Oh no, that means we might as well discard that Shaman EX, because that's not going to be of any use. We can't even play that. So what I am going to get, though, I think I'm going to get the see, we got the Octillery that we can potentially get later on if we can knock out that Wobbuffet. So, you know what? We're going to go with a conservative route. We're going to go with a futuristic route. And at some point, we should be able to get the Octillery and start drawing the 5 cards when we can knock out that Wobbuffet. So let's go with that. We're going to end the turn here and see what my opponent's going to do. So I don't exactly know what this is going to be. I would assume it's with the Mega Gengar deck, but never mind. We see a Mewtwo EX here. This is the new Mewtwo EX. I don't know what the attack is, but anyways, 170 HP Mewtwo EX right here comes out into play. My opponent does play a what is that? Trainer's Mail. Looking at the top 4 cards of his deck to see what kind of trainer card, and he pulls off a Tierno there, shuffling the rest of those cards back onto his deck, and being able to draw on 3 cards. That's kind of nice, you know. I mean, sure, why not? You know, 3 cards. Okay, so we have the Remoraid here again. That for the future scenario, if we can get the Octillery, and if we can knock out that Wobbuffet, then we can start using our abilities again and go with that. So it is our turn here, and I mean, there's really not much we can do, you know. Play the energy. Thank goodness we top decked that energy. We did discard one of the energies with that Shaman using the Ultra to get that Remoraid there. We'll hit for 20, and that's about it. Not too sure. Does my opponent want to attack with the Wobbuffet? We could see something like Dimension Valley and an energy drop, but never mind. My opponent chooses to power up the Mewtwo EX on the bench for his turn 2. We see a Skyla right there. I'm not too sure. Skyla goes out to bring out a Lysander. Oh, that's interesting. And so we could see a Lysander in the next turn. We see a Floatstone onto the Wobbuffet, and not exactly sure what my opponent plans to do with this. So here is the Mewtwo EX right here. Can hit us for a Shadow Shot. But if we can top deck and a Lightning Energy, we should be able to knock it out in the next turn. That'd be crazy. Can we top deck it with Lightning Energy? Oh, it's a Lightning Energy! We can knock out this Mewtwo EX in one shot using Grand Bolt. That was an epic top deck. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't have been able to write the script better than any better than than what just happened. And so here we go. We get 2 prizes. Hopefully we can get a supporter. Please get a supporter. That'll be great. Never mind. We did not get a supporter. We do see a Wobbuffet right there. Again, the Wobbuffet can actually knock us out right now since we have 60 damage. My opponent just needs an energy drop plus Dimension Valley. That would be a knockout on the Raichu since we're at 70 HP left. And the Psychic Assault would hit us for 10 plus 10 more for each damage counter, which is 60. So that would do 70. That would be perfect math to knock us out. We do have a Raikou here, which we can play in the next turn. Gotta wait and see, what do we top deck? Maybe, just maybe we can pull this off. Does my opponent have the Dimension Valley? If he doesn't, alright, so here's the DC. So Perhaps we can still try to pull this off. I don't know. I'm gonna kind of invest in the Raichu Break, I guess. Taking a big risk here, guys. We can go for the Circle Circuit, or we can retreat. I'm actually going to retreat into Raikou here, and taking a huge risk. Again, my opponent needs to get that Dimension Valley. My opponent only has 4 cards. Does he have the Dimension Valley? And if he does, then I would have made a big mistake, because we know that my opponent has the Lysander. We know my opponent... Oh, no. My opponent got a lot of Skyla. So my opponent did not have the Dimension Valley, but had the Skyla to get the Dimension Valley. Oh, no. That means in the next turn, my opponent will be able to knock out the Raichu Break. And all that DCE drop on the Raichu Break was for nothing. We took a big risk right there. It took a huge risk, and it did not pay off. Now, our Raikou here will take a hit for us. Might as well. We're going to play an energy on the Raikou. Maybe we'll probably start investing in him. It's not like we're going to be able to top deck a switch off of this either. We do get a Pikachu here. That's kind of nice. And we have a Fisherman as well as an Ultra Ball. So we'll end the turn here. And the Wobbuffet will be able to knock out the Raichu Break now. Yeah, so my opponent was able to get the Dimension Valley. And we know for sure my opponent has the Lysander, because he played a Skyla for the Lysander earlier. So the Skyla is actually coming pretty handy. You think about that. Skyla being reprinted, huh? Look at that. It's pretty useful in decks, being able to search for Lysanders and Stadiums, or just, supporters of Stadiums, and any trainer card for that matter. But anyways, we get the Raikou out here. Let's go ahead. We can play the Fisherman here. I got the classic art. Yep, that's right. And let's go ahead and grab 4 of these energies. Should be able to just start powering up Pikachu here. Could probably retreat and then hit him for a nuzzle and see if we can paralyze him, but why do that? Why even bother? So I'm gonna just burn this this Professor's Letter here, and we could definitely go for an Ultra Ball, but I'm just gonna kind of sit in my hand and wait and see what happens next. Now, again, we could have gone with the Ultra Ball, could have gotten something, maybe another Pikachu down on the field, or something like that, but we would have burned 2 energies anyways. And so here it is. We got all the energies that we have left. 6 energies. They are all in our hand, so there's no more energies in our deck. Again, my opponent right now shouldn't be able to knock out anything. Oh, wow, we get a red card. Well, unless my opponent plays Lysander, brings out a Pikachu, and knocks it up. But my opponent's down to 1 card. We see a Skyla. Does that go for Lysander? Oh, no. More Skyla to Lysander. Skyla to Lysander. Never mind. Of course, it's going to go for a Sycamore. So my opponent will now have the Sycamore. We do have a Raichu here. We got a Magneton that's kind of useless, and a Rare Candy that's useless. And the Mewtwo EX does come onto the active spot, so we can start using our abilities again because of that Wobbuffet. Definitely a really big problem to us. But we got Wide Lens here that we're not going to need since my opponent does not play Shaman. So I'm just going to burn it onto the Remoraid here. And we're going to draw until we have 5. Look at that. So Giovanni Scheme does help us out quite a bit here. We can play this right here. We even have the energy drop we can play on the Raichu. And now we can draw in 2 more cards using the Octillery here. Am I even pronouncing that right? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so we're going to draw 2 cards, and no way, that's not good. Okay, so we're going to have to go for the Professor Birch's Observation. Do we have a shot in the discard pile? I can't remember, but we do have the Raichu Break. This Raikou will go down. My opponent's going to be able to hit us for a knockout right now, being able to hit us for, is that 90 damage? Minus 20, so that's 70. That's still a knockout. Thank goodness we had that Shining Body earlier, preventing hitting us for 90. Not that it really mattered. Even if we didn't have Shining Body working, we would have survived the turn anyway. So my opponent goes with the Unknowns here, drawing in some more cards. And wow, another energy drop on the Mewtwo EX right here. And I mean, not that it really matters. My opponent's would have been able to knock us out with 3 energies anyways. And so now my opponent has 4. We'll be able to hit us for 120 damage. And got to wait and see what does my opponent do next right here. We could see a Floatstone. Okay, I would have expected maybe a Muscle Band or something like that to even add some more power right there. So the Shaman EX does come down since, the Wobbuffet is not in the active spot anymore. And of course, we will get knocked out here. Damage increase, hitting us for 100 damage. And let's go, Raichu. We do have an opportunity here to knock out this Mewtwo EX. My opponent has definitely invested a ton in this Mewtwo. We even get a Pikachu here. That's great. So right here, the Raichu Break will hit the field. All we need is 1 energy card. We should be able to pull this off and do a Grand Bolt. And so let's go ahead and grab the Professor Birch's Observation. I'd rather change up my hand instead of using the Fisherman. We probably could have gotten some things off of that. But hey, look at that. We got 3 energies. This is too good. Too good. We even have a Bridget here in the next turn we can play to get a bunch of more Pikachus and stuff like that. We'll go with the Grand Bolt right here, knocking out the Mewtwo EX. And that is it, folks. No, not quite, but pretty darn close. If we're able to get a DCE and a Lysander, we should be able to Lysander out that Shaman EX over there and knock it out. We can play and fill up our bench a little bit more and kind of wrap up the game that way. So, wow, another Mewtwo EX to the field. My opponent just loves bringing these Mewtwo EX, man. I don't know. But we see another Tierno here. Tierno being able to draw my opponent some more cards. We see another Unknown drawing some more cards this way as well. Continues to dig through his deck. And we got to see what else does my opponent pull off right now. Can we see? Well, we're probably going to see for sure the Wobbuffet hitting us for 10 with the Psychic Assault taking advantage of that stadium. Here is another Wobbuffet right there. And here is that Psychic Assault as we expected. Do we have the Lysander? That's the question. And we need a DCE though, that's for sure. So we could go with a Bridget now, but you know we actually don't since we're filling up our bench already. And let's go ahead. We're gonna play this onto the Raichu right here, and I'm gonna go for the Professor Birch's observation. Please flip heads. Are we gonna get heads? And we do. We do get heads, and we won't be able to evolve right now, but we do have a Raichu here that we can retreat into and try to slow my opponent down a little bit more. So it's a pretty good opportunity right here. So let's go ahead. We'll just retreat and yeah, that's about it. We could probably play the Ultra Ball. Certainly we can. Maybe discard a Magnezone and the Bridget, but we'll just end the turn here and play a little more conservative, keeping our hand the way it is. Gotta wait and see what does my opponent do here. Can certainly hit us for what is that, 60 from that Mewtwo EX on the bench over there on the right, on our right, my opponent's left, but whatever. And because that Wobbuffet does have free retreat with the that mystery energy right there, so that's kind of nice. So my opponent's got a lot of things going for him right here. You know, I got the stadium, got the mystery energy, so we could use that Fisherman there and get 4 more energies. If we can get it, if we top deck a rare candy, I'm gonna go for that Fisherman. And oh wow, my opponent does Lysander out the Raichu Break. How tragic is that? Well, okay. The good news is we survived the turn. All right, and the bad news is we didn't get a rare candy, but we can discard these Bridgets here and grab 4 more energies. Now we do have the Raichu Break which we can evolve into, and then that's it. Oh no, my opponent conceded the match. Are you kidding me? Oh no, that's a bummer. That's a huge bummer. We had a lot of things going for us. We could have played the Raichu Break. We could have used the Octillery, drawn some more cards. We could have gotten a rare candy, play the Fisherman, get 4 more lightning energies, drop a bunch of energies left and right, knock out that Mewtwo EX, take the last 2 prizes. Anything could have happened right there. My opponent conceded the match before we could have finished my opponent off. Again, we had 2 opportunities there to use Octillery's abysmal hand and draw into some more cards, and you never know, we could have gotten that rare candy. Very well could have gotten that rare candy, evolve, and then use that Fisherman. So regardless, you know, we're pretty much all set. My opponent, seeing the writing on the wall, conceded the match before we were able to finish, hit the finishing blow. But anyways, here you can take a look at the stats. Raichu Break MVP. Let's go ahead and play another match here on Pokemon TCG Online. All right, and we'll be playing against Orema. Anyways, my opponent will be calling the coin toss here, and we gotta wait and see. Does he win the coin toss or does he lose? And it keeps just spinning and spinning and spinning. And yes, we lost the coin toss. No, we lost the coin. Oh no! Why did we lose the coin toss? Because Pokemon TCG Online hates me. Alright, never mind. That's kind of dramatic. Anyways, it does hate me. We end up mulligan, but my opponent does mulligan too. Ooh, we see a Mewtwo Spirit Link. We see the fighting energy. We may be battling up against a Mewtwo EX, Mega Mewtwo EX X. Yeah. Anyways, so here we go. We have the Magnemite to start off. We do have a Magneton here. We also have the Bridget. Wow, this is actually a pretty decent start. We have the Bridget here. We see the Mewtwo EX right there with Photon Wave hitting us for 30. Perhaps with the DCE could hit us for 80. So we have a really good start. I like this start. Magnemite here, not so much, but we could get free retreat if we get another Magnemite on the bench. But I actually rather have 2 Pikachus and an Octillery on the bench. So my opponent does play another Dimension Valley. So back-to-back decks that play Dimension Valley. Hopefully we don't see any more Wobbuffets. At least I wouldn't want to see that Wobbuffet. But when I think of Wobbuffet, I think of buffets or buffets. I don't know if you guys pronounce it. I think the correct pronunciation in English is buffets, but never mind that. I shouldn't be thinking about food since I'm trying to lose weight. We see the Shaman EX hit the field, drawing some more cards right there, and that's about it. We do have a switch right here, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, let's go ahead. We're gonna grab the 2 Pikachus. Could go with the Magnemite. That way we can have the free retreat. But I think I might just go with the Pikachu instead, like our plan. And there we go. We have the switch, so I might just switch into the Pikachu. And that way the Raichus can have free retreat. And so we can try to preserve the Magnemite in case anything funny happens. And then we'll have the Raichu ready to go. One thing I'd like to do is probably, I don't know, if my opponent does get another energy down, we get hit for 30. I might promote the Thunderclap Raichu into the active spot. Oh, never mind. We're not going to get hit. My opponent does evolve into the Mega Mewtwo X, Mega Mewtwo EXX. Never mind. Goodness. But Mega Mewtwo, there's Mega Mewtwo Y and then Mega Mewtwo X. So my opponent plays Professor Birch. We see another energy drop on the Mega Mewtwo EX. And we do get the Sky Field right there, so we can counter the stadium, and we can start evolving all of our guys right now. Oh my goodness. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's just evolve left and right. We got the Raichu right there. We got the other Raichu over here. We got the Magneton we can evolve into. The Octillery we can evolve to. Now we can use the Abysmal Hand and draw into 4 extra cards. Everything's going our way. Can we draw into a Shaman and draw into some even more cards? That'll be pretty sweet. So Abysmal Hand right here. And we get a Skyla. Oh, too late. Here's a rare candy. Can't even use that. I'm going to play this onto the Raichu on the bench. And I think I might just go with the Skyla here. And maybe not. Maybe so. I don't know. Yeah, let's go for the Skyla. And are we doing a video? Maybe we are. Maybe we're not. Okay, so we're going to go with the Ultra Ball here. Really no need for that rare candy or the Fishman, but we're going to hang on to this. I want to have an opportunity to kind of see what we can do. And I just try to my opponent here and say maybe. And so the Mewtwo EX right here really can start attacking if they had that Dimension Valley. But thank goodness my opponent did not have that Dimension Valley. So as of right now, we're just going to go ahead and power up the Raichu on the bench, I think. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and play the Ultra Ball and get a Shaman out here. So let's just get rid of that Fisherman and the rare candy. Where's that Shaman? There it is. There's our one and only Shaman EX. Do we want to play the Shaman right now? Yes, we do. We could have had the option to go with the Abysmal Hand, but we're going to go with this. Oh, thank goodness. Look at that. We got Raichu Breaks left and right here. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, so we even have another Octillery we can play. We have an Ultra Ball right here. We draw in some more cards. Maybe draw in some more basics. Could probably go for a 2-hit knockout. So we'll play that DCE on the Raichu. And you know what? We don't even need these 2 anymore. I'm just going to play for... oh, man. Maybe I should have kept them. Bummer. Whatever. It's okay. We can still go for the Abysmal Hand right here and take a look and see. Do we draw in some more basics? Can we draw on some more basics? Probably not. But hey, we got the Rough Seas right here that we don't really need as of right now. But oh man, we can probably hit for 170 instead of using the Circle Circuit and go this route. Oh my goodness. So we have two of these Raichu Breaks ready to go at any moment's notice. I'm just gonna hang on to that. We'll hang on to the VS Seeker as well. Let's go with the Grand Bolt. Should be able to do this right here, I think. Maybe I should just retreat into the Thunderclap Raichu. Well, if we do a Grand Bolt, maybe should retreat. Man. All right, let's just do it. Okay, now I don't know if that was exactly the best idea, because even if we hit for a Thunderclap, my opponent's Mega Mewtwo EX would survive the turn. Unless we get Giovanni right here, we should be able to knock out. We would be able to knock it out, but so my opponent counters the stadium, and now we're gonna have to get rid of some Pokemon, and there goes our Circle Circuit anyways. And here is a VS Seeker. My opponent can go ahead and grab a Professor Birch's Observation. So my opponent opted not to, well, I don't know if my opponent had a Dimension Valley. Probably not. So wouldn't have been able to do that. My opponent really needs to get that energy, and does. We see, oh wow, my opponent mistakenly plays a Rainbow Energy. That is a perfect math for us to knock out that Mega Mewtwo EX with a Thunderclap. Oh no. Oh man. Well, okay. I suppose let's just go with that then. So we need to get the Pikachus and stuff like that. We need to get some more Pikachus going, and more Raichus. So if we can get the whatchamacallit, that Super Rod, that would be fantastic. Let's go for the VS Seeker here. Could go for a Fisherman, maybe even power up the Magnezone. That'd be pretty cool, huh? If we can do that, we could probably attack with the Magnezone for all I know. We got the Giovanni scheme. We could play it just for fun, because we would already be able to knock it out. But I'm going to go for the Fisherman and just grab one more energy here. You never know when that energy can come in handy. So let's go with that Thunderclap. Like I said, should be able to knock out that Mega Mewtwo EX. Thank goodness that Rainbow Energy saved the day for us. Wow. We would have been 10 short with that Thunderclap if my opponent had a basic energy. Oh man, I would not know what we would have done. That Thunderclap. So right now that Shaman EX will be going down. We can just do a Thunderclap and knock it out with the the weakness, because the Shaman EX is lightning weak. Here is an Ultra Ball. My opponent can definitely go and get another Shaman, draw in some more cards, or I can see another Mewtwo EX. Not exactly sure what my opponent's going to be getting. And we do. We see another Mewtwo EX right here. And that one is the one with Photon Wave as well. Here is a Shauna. My opponent drawing to 5 cards off that Shauna right there. And we see an energy drop on the Mewtwo EX. So we're just going to go for another Thunderclap, knock out the Shaman, and put more damage counters on that Mewtwo EX. That Mewtwo EX isn't much of a threat right now, and we don't see that Spirit Link either. And so it's going to take a couple turns, unless my opponent plays Spirit Link, Mega Mewtwo EX, and a bunch of Mega Turbos. That would be pretty frightening. And my opponent goes for a Battle Compressor right there, discarding some energies, as you can see. So we could very well see whatchamacallit. So we're going to retreat. So this is going to be kind of funny. So we're going to use Giovanni's scheme right here. We're going to use the Magnetic Circuit. So we're going to try to preserve our Raichu, which is kind of cool, since we're going to be able to hit for weakness and knock out that Shaman. So, alright, so we're good. We're going to keep this energy here. Let's go for the Giovanni scheme. How many times are you guys ever going to see a Magnemite Lightning Ball and knock out a Shaman EX, huh? Come on, right? Tell me the truth. Not very often. We knocked out a Shaman EX with a little Magnemite. Oh my goodness. With the help of Giovanni's scheme, we were able to scheme and knock out the Shaman EX. Now my opponent does get another energy right here. Again, if my opponent does have the Spirit Link plus the Mega Mewtwo EX and a couple Mega Turbos and maybe even just one Mega Turbo and counters the Stadium. So here is the Spirit Link right there. Here is the Dimension Valley. So all we need to see now is never mind, nothing. Okay. Could have saw if we would have seen it, then that would have been it. But that's it for the game. We're just gonna retreat right here, play the Raichu Break, and knock out that Mewtwo EX that has only 170 HP. So here we go. We'll finish this match up with the huge finale here with the Grand Bolt hitting for 190 unnecessary damage, because we would have been able to do. So this is right. GG to my opponent, and that's it. We'd have been able to hit for 170 anyways, but I thought just throw in that extra 20. Why the heck not? And here it is. The victory for the Raichu Break. And that's going to be it for today. We were able to take on a Mega Mewtwo EX deck. That was pretty impressive. And Mega Mewtwo EX was pretty scary, but Raichu Break, surprisingly very easy, very quick to set up. And that's what I like about these break evolutions for stage 1s. They make it so that the evolution break is basically just turns into a stage 2. And just, oh my goodness, it's pretty quick for Raichu, that is, being able to set them up and having Octillery, having Magnezone and stuff like that. Works out pretty well, good chemistry, and I had a lot of fun playing this deck. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you guys have any deck suggestions, feel free to post them, send them my way, and I'll see to if I can build them. You guys are great. Thanks so much for being a part of this channel, being subscribers. And if you guys have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button below this video. You guys take care. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.